Hey family, how you guys doing? Welcome to Phie.Love and Conversations. I hope you guys are good. Yeah? If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if there's any negativity, if there's any hate, please do keep that on your side of the street, okay? Won't be acknowledged. So, family, in this video, I'm being guided by Spirit to share a bit of a perspective on abstinence, celibacy, and valuing our energy and our sexual energy a little more. Maybe applying a different perspective to it, as opposed to what we're generally always fed within the mainstream world around it all. When we engage in abstinence and celibacy, right, beyond what we generally think, we give the universe and we give Spirit a chance to kind of help us recalibrate, help us replenish, and also move our energy back into a state of purity and integrity, right? When we become a little frivolous, maybe for some a lot, I don't know. But when we become a little frivolous and aligned to frequencies of, neglect and wastage with our sexual energy, and operate ourselves in a way that tells the universe, I don't value my sexual energy. I don't value my seed. I don't value my womb. I don't value this energy of creation that I've been gifted, and that is, a very big integral part and necessary, and needs to be valued, because it plays a really big role in your ability to move forward and clearly engage and interact with yourself and the universe in the highest possible potential that you possibly could. Okay. Right now, many people who are extremely tethered to the third-dimensional way of seeing things, who, are tethered to the idea of, sex and physical meshing and intercourse being something that is purely physical and just a physical experience, are completely asleep to the other factors that that play a role in us being able to act and move and perceive our environment and our interaction with the spiritual realm and the universe at our highest potential. Again, it's one of those things that the system doesn't want you to know. They understand that if you're tethered to, and if you're tethered and if you're normalized into giving into and having no personal command over your carnal nature and the sexual demands of the body, it kind of muddies up your energy. It muddies up your ability to understand yourself properly. It muddies up your energy because you're constantly mixing with other people and energies and vibrations that, because we're not taught as well, like I've said in many other videos, we're not taught to tell the difference between our own energy and others. And we haven't gotten to a point, okay, a big part of the population hasn't gotten to a point of hasn't gotten to, sorry, I thought I heard something, hasn't gotten to a point of truly understanding what it is to just understand your own individual energy, right? Adding a whole bunch of, excessive sexual behavior with different bodies and different energies and different, people who exist in different levels of consciousness and have their own issues that you take on as well when you have sex with them and mix with them. We're not taught in school, we're not taught in the things that people are generally exposed to. The importance about certain, energetic and spiritual hygiene, especially when it comes to the sexual aspect of it, to, preserving our sexual energy and our creative energy. When we move into a place of celibacy and abstinence, we give the universe and the divine a chance to work with us, to help us learn how to separate our own energy, our own emotions, our own thoughts, all of these things that we find ourselves getting meshed up with other people. We give them a chance to help us cut also spiritual and energetic cords and ties that we develop and that we, get hooked into every time you have sex with somebody or someone new. You're not taught to be cautious about the kinds of people you have sex with in that regard. Everyone you have sex with, you develop a spiritual tie with. The more people you have sex with, the more that you're tethered to. And depending again on your school of thought and what you think of the afterlife and all that, if you do believe that, we come here to work certain things out and to also, remove and ascend out of our energetic cords with people, the system understands that the more sex you have with people, the more energetic cords that you develop with people, the more bound you are to this realm. Again, those with the eyes to see and those with the ears to hear will understand what I'm saying. You lessen as well in the, celibacy also. If you've been somebody who's maybe been a bit excessive with how you let off your sexual energy and, and as well the kinds of people and vibration and caliber of people that you've been sharing your sexual energy with. And there's no judgment. Everybody has to ascend and evolve and, move out of the spaces that they probably, got caught up in along the way because of their programming or not having any, again, any other voice of reason or alternative perspective to critically think, to critically think about their own situations over and what it is they've got themselves wrapped up into, right? But being in that energy lessens the value and the potency of your own general energy, your spiritual energy, your sexual energy, as well as your potency and your standing and value, as well as energetic prioritization. That's another one of those higher dimensional things that I think in the future I'll try and get into with the universe, right? The more you spread yourself, the more you don't preserve and value intentionally your sexual energy, the less you're recognized by the universe as as a pure and higher vibrational frequency. And that, the more pure your energy and your frequencies that, shows itself up as in the universe, the more potent and strong your command is. You have a stronger command. you have a you have a stronger, how do I say this, within the hierarchy of frequency within the universe, right? I'm trying to reduce it into English language. That's what becomes a bit challenging for me with these videos. The potency of your command and the prioritization that you're given within the spiritual realm and the universe moves up the more pure you are, the more you have, an energy and a standing that is as close to your energy and integrity that it can be, and not diluted with the energies and the pulling and the cording of all kinds of other people and energies that you've engaged with, right? You'll find a lot of stuff maybe out there that might that will contradict what I'm saying, for the fact that they don't want the population knowing these things. They don't want humans to be strong. They don't want humans to know about themselves. They don't want humans to know what is available to them by just being who they are, and become privy to their different, to the different capabilities and abilities they have with engaging the universe and creating a life that is outside of the constructs of what the system has actually programmed into people as right and wrong, real, unreal, possible, not possible, to be considered, to not be considered, to be afraid of, to not be afraid of, right? Pay attention to all the things that they demonize. Pay attention to all the things that they push at you in excess. And take some time to sit quietly by yourself, ask Spirit to be present, and to think critically about it all and how it affects you, and how could it possibly affect you and your own standing with the universe, right? Don't let the carnal and the bodily pleasures that you become addicted to, and that you get into cycles with, and that you expand that energy by joining with other people who are also in that space, not valuing their sexual energy, not valuing their creative energy, prioritizing, the urges above maybe thinking, you know what, I'm feeling a lot of this energy right now. Maybe I should just try and, meditate a little bit and channel it into something creative. Channel it into something that I maybe want to, that I need the extra energy for, that I need this creative energy for, to build something for myself in my future. Because that's another way that we can use that energy. It may be a little challenging in the beginning, but when you're intentional and disciplined about it, the universe and the divine will help amplify those intentions. And also, once you start learning how to work with the universe and the spiritual realm, they'll help also, keep you aligned and keep you focused. They'll bring in the necessary distractions from the stuff that isn't good for you. They'll assist you in moving out those people. They'll assist you in, causing issues for those people to even get a hold of you. One day you have everybody calling you, and then you'll find the whole week will go by and it's suddenly quiet. And you're wondering, that's the universe working for you. But you can only understand that these things are happening if your energy is clear, if you're pure, and if you're in a state of your highest integrity, for the universe to be able, and for the spirit realm and your ancestors, Let me not get too deep in it, okay? Get too woo-woo with it, because that starts getting people into another state. So I'm just looking at my notes. I feel like I've covered most of what I've wanted to say. Okay. Celibacy isn't just about not having sex. There's so much more to it, and the benefits to it for yourself, beyond just the physical aspects of things, are really, they're great. Okay. You get to also, you become more discerning. And once you get used to, valuing and understanding your own energy, you'll start repelling people who naturally your body will just let you know. It's amazing. Your body will just let you know. No, this person, their energy, their frequency, whatever they're letting off, it's not for me. It's gonna throw what I have going on out of balance. I'm focused right now. I don't need an unfocused energy. I don't need to be joining and giving my sexual energy to an unfocused energy and taking on someone's unfocused energy. That's going to start causing issues over here. And the more you say no to what's not right for you, eventually you will know and you'll be aligned to what is right for you. And you'll find yourself joining with somebody where actually when you share sexual energy with one another, when you share creative energy with one another, because you're in a good place and they're in a good place, they're focused, you're focused, you just amplify that for one another. And that's what the universe tries and wants to bring together for people. Because that way, no one's taking, no one's draining, It's an equal give and take. But when you're caught up in all of that, when you're just giving up and into your urges, and when you're being frivolous and, basically saying to the universe that, I'm neglecting my sexual energy and I don't give a fuck. I have urges and I have needs. Apparently these things are needs, right? They've programmed them into you as a need. Because somehow our urges and our cravings and all these things we're meant to categorize as needs and not to see as aspects of ourselves that need to be brought to balance. Aspects of ourselves that we need to be able to master. Aspects of ourselves that we need to be able to have command over, not them command over us. We grow and we ascend and we get to a point where we are able to observe our feelings, observe our urges, observe our habits, observe our triggers, right? And we have command over how we act and how we give in to those things. They don't tell us. Your urges should not make you move. Your emotions should not make you move. Your fear should not make you move. Okay? But your personal, the way you value yourself, the way you respect yourself, the way you respect also your engagement and whatever it is, your standing or the one or potential standing you're trying to achieve with the universe and your own engagement with the divine. It can matter more. That will direct your decision making, right? Anyway, let me not ramble. I'm gonna pull a card and yeah, family, make sure that you have command over yourself and your life, not the other way around. The environment and your things are not the things that should have command over you, because that means you're just a victim to everything. That makes you fragile, that makes you weak, that makes you unreliable. Having your lack and all those things, your worries and your fears, all those things be the things that have command over you, can override what you know is good for you and what you know isn't good for you. Now, anyway, I'm feeling guided today to pull a card from the guidebook, right, by Sonia Chuket, the Trust Your Vibes Oracle, okay? And let's see what Spirit has to guide our conversation, support our conversation, or, excuse me, I've got some energy moving, excuse me, or give someone who's watching the video or imagine a specific direction, okay? Spirit, may I please have one card? Learn, okay? Learn to understand yourself. Take the time to start trying to figure out how you operate. Stop trying to figure out how the outside world operates. The outside world is there, and you'll either be a slave to the outside world or you'll be in command of it, right? So learn how you operate. Figure yourself out like you're a brand new gadget. Figure out how you're supposed to engage and operate within this experience and the universe and the divine that is there and available for you, to guide you, to support you, to help you get through the things that are challenges, to help you push past and rise above and evolve out of things that might be difficult, things that are barriers, things that are limitations, things that, like I said in my last video, that you've carried forward or carried on genetically and spiritually from those before you. They're there, your ancestors, your divine universe is there to help you. The system doesn't want you to know this, doesn't want you to understand. They want you to be afraid of it. So they demonize it all. They put it in horror films. They tell you in the church that it's of the devil and all kinds of stuff that make you not even want to acknowledge certain things and capabilities and abilities you have within yourself to engage and maneuver your way through your lifetime and your universe and your lessons, and to join and align with the right people for you and repel the ones that are not, that are just going to distract you. Okay, so learn. Let's see what the book has to say. Number 19. Right now, you don't possess all the soul skills you need to resolve your life's challenges. That's it. Celibacy as well will help you just align better, okay? When you can clear up your energy and the things that are clouding your feelings, your perspective, and your emotions, you're going to value who you do and don't have in your energy. You're going to understand and be able to tell the difference between my energy being peaceful and in balance and at equilibrium, and when a certain person, place, or thing comes in to, and starts bringing imbalance to that. It's time to learn more in order to find answers and move to a higher vibration of personal peace. Thankfully, you're being contacted by a very important range of personal guides called spirit teachers, whose primary purpose is to inspire you to learn. They will also direct you to teachers and classrooms that will help you fulfill your soul's ambitions. Listen for your spirit teachers today. As they work, relevant information will be placed in front of you in the form of brochures, announcements, or invitations to new classrooms and teachers on the earth plane. Your spirit teachers may also work through messengers who spontaneously make recommendations for learning. Sometimes, for no apparent reason. Your role is to be an open-minded student Our entire earthly experience is designed to be a classroom for the soul. Ask yourself, what have I learned lately? What am I called to learn next? And am I willing to learn? Then listen for your spirit teachers to help you answer these questions. They'll guide you when you're ready. Okay? So don't work against yourself, family. And yeah, don't think that all these things like celibacy and abstinence, detach yourself thinking that they're all to do with religious and, holy this and holy that. Okay, that's fine. But take it from the perspective of yourself, okay? Take it from the perspective of wanting to be able to clear your spiritual, your intuitive, and your visual vision, okay? So that you can be placed on the path that you need to be, and not always just controlled and aligned to the things of the system and people who have some people, habits, and things who have, found themselves and their way into your life and your routines and into being normalized and favored because of what you've been programmed by. Most of the decisions you think you're making are not your own. They've been seeded and they've been directed in some way, overtly or covertly, right? We've spoken about this before. Anyway, let me get off your line now, okay? Held you for a while. I'll see you guys in the next video. And yeah, if it's resonated, please do like, share, and subscribe, okay? Bye.